Hello everybody, Hellcrags here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Intersphere, episode 234, I think it is. And today we're going to be talking about the Griffin IIC, the 40-ton mech. It's a 696. This really looks more like a Phoenix Hawk instead of a Griffin. And it's even 5 tons lighter than a Phoenix Hawk. But, you know, they've turned around and really messed things up here. So, let's just delve into it. Alright, it's a 40-ton mech with endo steel and ferrofibrous armor. Alright, so they got those two things going for it. It, like I said, it's a 696. Has 10 double heat sinks, so it can dissipate 20 heat, which it's going to need. Everything has. Alright, it has 134 points of armor. I think that's like 3 short of maximum. And it has sort of a plethora of weapons here. It does have an ER large laser in the center torso, which is kind of interesting. You think they'd put it in the arm, but... And then it has an ER small in the head, so that goes out to 6. Then we have 2 LRM-5s in the left torso, 2 LRM-5s in the right torso, with a ton of ammo in each torso. Alrighty? And obviously, since this is clan stuff, they come automatically with case. And then it has jump jets in the left torso and the right torso. Alright, so 3 each. Well, it's sort of an interesting thing. This is a mech that, like I said, this is a Phoenix Hawk. You know, this is the Intersphere Phoenix Hawk that's a little bit lighter. Basically has the same stats, but then it is running around with endo steel and ferrofibrous armor. So it kind of fights the same way. So it does have a large laser, except it does a little bit more damage. And then it has a plethora of 4 LRM-5s. So, yeah, typically those things are doing, on an average, in my experience, they do about 3 points of damage each when they do hit. And being this is a second line mech, you may not have a very decent pilot on board. You're lucky if you get a 3. But typically it's going to be probably a 3 pilot with nothing else, like a 3-4, something like that. But it's one of those mechs that you got to watch the heat on this thing. Yes, you can fire the large laser, and then this is which is your biggest hole puncher on this thing because it does 10 damage. And you can jump up to 6. That's going to be 18 right there. So you're left with looking at, okay, how much more heat can I play with right now? So it's like you can fire if you do jump, you throw in just one LRM-5. Or else you can, if you're not jumping, you can toss in a large laser and the LRMs, but still you're going to be heating up this mech pretty good. You can do that for a turn, and then you're like, ooh, I'm a little toasty. And then you're probably going to have to jump while you maybe fire only the large laser or just the LRMs, depending on how you want to look at it. Kind of peppering guys. You know, I look at these LRMs as basically kind of crit hunters. You know, an LRM-5 is not going to punch holes through anything. It's just a harassment weapon. So your big hole puncher is your large laser. So your odds are you probably want to fire that every turn. And depending on if you're running or jumping will determine if you're going to be tossing in those LRMs or not. So overall, this mech might have been better off with maybe streaks. Well, we'll look into some different variants of it, which probably take care of that problem. But overall, I'd rather had probably gotten rid of 2 LRM-5s and replaced them with a couple ER medium lasers maybe, or something of that nature. Just to, just to get rid of, and it's like, okay, LRM-5s are, like I said, they're not the be-all, end-all type of weapon systems. They're harassment weapons, and This mech definitely falls into the cavalry style scout, slow scout, but can be decent cavalry type mech that goes around the flanks and everything, looking around to hit targets. The clans have a plethora of better mechs that are a lot faster that can do the scout role, and they're just your standard Omni mechs. So this is basically a second line cavalry type mech that harkens back to your era of the Star League. You know, it's like that mentality I think they have here. So there you go. All right, let's just delve into a few of the variants. Then there's the second version of this mech. It swaps out the LRMs for SRM2 streaks. Okay. That might not be a bad deal. So you got some little close range, and the odds are you're probably going to be doing more damage on it on the whole with the streak 2s than you are with the LRM 5s, just to be honest. Because if you do lock on, you're going to do 4 points of damage each, and typically my experience is you're doing 3 with the LRMs. Yeah, they got range, almost twice the range of the streak, but it's not really an issue when it comes to a mech that's moving 6-9. They can close that distance pretty quickly, usually in the second turn, third turn. Then there's the version 3. This is similar. It retains a large laser, but trades out the rest of the armament for heavy small laser, 2 streak 2s, and 2 heavy medium lasers. Okay. All right, so this is going kind of... like I said, going with maybe a little bit better. You know, the heavies are not what I'm not a big fan of heavy lasers, but when they do hit, you know, they do some damage. So there you have that. But, you know, there's those problems with hitting in the first place. And you're not really going to probably have your best pilots on something like a second line mech. All right. Then there's version 4, designed by the Novacats, with the Clan Diamond Shark and Cloud Cobras. It retains the large laser, a small ER small laser, but replaces the missile launchers with ATM-3s. Okay, and 3 tons of ammo. All right, so with 3 tons of ammo on board, you do have the capability of... Personally, I'm the type that will... put the minimum into the 1 ton into the ER, you know, the extended range missiles, and the rest are going to be HE. So you're going to be trying to do maximum damage, you know, with those 3 points added up. So yeah, that's probably how I'd dish them out. But you could go with 1 of each type just to give yourself a little bit of flexibility. Then version 5, this is the anti-missile infantry version. It has light machine guns, it has 6 of them, and then it has a improved jump jets for increased distance. So basically, you see an infantry platoon. This thing with improved jump jets would jump clear across over on top of them, right in the middle of them, and then open up with the machine guns and then hose them. It's like you get half those hits, you're going to do some good damage on an infantry squad, possibly even, or a platoon, mowing them down pretty fast. But, you know, when you're looking at, and I think this is the cheapest version of it. Yeah, it's like it only comes in like 1,300 battle value. That's not bad. Everything else is typically 1,400 to 1,500. Then version 4 of the Novacats during the Jihad had the 18-3s in place, but the laser was removed and replaced with a single heavy large laser and a targeting computer with improved jump jets. Alrighty. So with improved jump jets, yeah, you're getting out there a wee bit of distance. And if you do hit with that heavy large laser, oh, you're going to be putting a... It's almost like running out there with a AC-20, but it's a laser. hammering somebody pretty hard. You get in behind them and hit them in the back torso area. It's probably going to punch through. You're not going to like that. And that would be where you actually might consider putting a decent pilot in a mech like that, combined with the target computer to offset the heavy laser. Okay, then we got the Griffin 9. Well, this was designed by the Draconius Combined. This one does have inner-sphere weapons. It carries ER small laser. It has a medium X-pulse laser in the torsos. Then it has a Thunderbolt 5 missile launcher with a ton of ammunition. And the Thunderbolt missile, yes, those can be pretty decent. You know, but if you get an anti-missile system on board the mech, it's like, oh, okay, go ahead. Just shoot those things toward me, and it's like they're gone. So there is that. So it's not really a great, but it does come in at 1100 battle value. So it's like a cheap export type thing version of it. So there you go. Overall, if you're playing clans, if you for some reason don't want to buy clan Omnimechs, this might be an option, but typically you're better off just taking an Omnimech and designing either the loadout you want or just taking one of the plethora of variants that there are for the Omnis. A, B, C, D, or E, or F, G, or whatever it is that are prime that you do like that's similar in battle value. Alright, so that is it. That's what it comes down to. It's like the Griffin IIC for a second line mech, it's not too bad. It can handle most inner sphere mechs fairly decently because it's almost a inner sphere mech in design, in my opinion. But I rather have if I'm playing the clans, this is not a go-to for me. I'd rather grab something else. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys like it. So like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcranks out.